Everyone, so it's December 2016. It is the holiday season, and as always, knife collectors, knife enthusiasts, tool enthusiasts tend to like knives for the holidays as presents, giving them and receiving them. So, I'm not actually going to show you any knives that I own today, but I want to give you some comments around what I think are some pretty cool ones, some interesting ones, maybe some trends for the holiday season of 2016. Not everyone likes the style of showing you websites and giving you my opinion on knives, but it is what it is. Can't buy them all. Um, so I'm not affiliated with any of these websites, just an enthusiast. I'm going to show you a few of the knives that I generally like and give you some comments. So there's this new Spartan Blades Palalis Blackout one. I think this one design wise is really cool. I like the long kind of spear point blade. I like the styling. It looks, for the size of knife, it is 3.56 inches. I like the S35VN. It's probably my favorite steel at this point. And the interesting thing about this knife is that its handle is aluminum. So this is like the Benchmade 940s, the Clips titanium. So you have this heavy duty steel. You have a pretty big blade on aluminum. So there's some comments online. Maybe the aluminum is not going to be durable enough. It probably is. I mean, most people aren't going to be wailing on their knives so much, anyways. The advantage is that you get the size of a knife in a sub 6 ounces, so 4.95 ounces. So this one, it looks easy to carry, flipper design, slim. Guy has a video on it. So yeah, there's some comments about the aluminum. I like the design; it's real cool. I don't have any of these any knives from this brand. They've been around for a little bit. The price is it's a bit high for what you're getting materials wise. You can argue design and craftsmanship and all those things, but there's some other knives out there. I mean, even the Benchmade 940, even though it's completely designed differently, is a knife that would have comparable specs and even lighter weight. So that one's interesting. I like it. I don't know if I'll buy that one. Um, there's some interesting collaborations going on. It's been going on for a while between Kershaw and Emerson. It's a pretty inexpensive knife here. It's an Emerson CQC 6K. It's kind of a drop point or spear point blade that Emerson has on their other knives aren't Tanto, and you have this, for the most part, standard Emerson handle, manufactured by Kershaw. You got the Kershaw clip and the not the clip, yeah, definitely the clip looking they have, but the locking mechanism, the frame lock. You got the wave design, which is always fun and unique to Emerson. Design wise, I really like the knife. It looks small. It has inexpensive steel. It's okay. It's Chinese based steel. Um, it's in more inexpensive knives, 3.18 inches in blade length. Weight on this thing is five. That's actually more than what I thought it was going to weigh. 5.10 ounces. Interesting. Okay, so wow, you compare the one I just looked at, 5.1 ounces to 4.9 ounces. Look at that, folks. $290 versus the 25. So I mean, they're in the blade length 3.18 and 3.5. So bigger blade on this one. It's U.S. craftsmanship, design, manufacturing versus offshore manufacturing, lower end material. So that's fairly common, but that's a huge price difference. You could destroy 5 or 6 of these things before he could fund the price of the other one. Okay, Zero Tolerance. Been a brand that's been around for a while, also doing some collaborations with Emerson and this one, and with what's Hinderer. I'm drawing a blank when I'm doing the video here. The Hinderer knives. So this one basically is a spin-off of the XM18 for the most part. Maybe slightly different handle, but the blade is kind of about the same. The guard up here is about the same. Yeah, the backside of it, I like the black backside. That's pretty cool. But this is basically the Zero Tolerance Chris Hinderer collaboration on doing a inexpensive or lower priced XM18, in my opinion. You have you have pretty big weight, 5.5 ounces. I don't remember what the Hinderer XM18 is. It's probably around there. You have some OK steel, CTS, pretty good steel, Carpenter steel. My experience with buying similar collaboration products from Zero Tolerance or Kershaw when they kind of clone off of the original product is the design looks similar. You do get the lower price, but the refinement of the knife is just different, meaning it's like the blade alignment may not be perfect, or how you open it may not be as smooth as the original Hinderer, for example. But you have a pretty big price difference. I think an XM18 is probably going through for $450 to $500 now. So, I'm glad they have the option for people to experience the shape and the design, the collaboration, and get it at a lower price. So here's exactly that, a Hinderer XM18, but it's a unique and different design that I didn't see until today. I thought this was interesting. It has kind of like a spear, they're calling it a fatty harpoon tanto working finish. It's kind of it's a harpoon part here. I've seen it called a swedge as well. It's more angled as when it's a swedge up here. I think I've also seen it called a dragon spine when you have it more ridged up here. I think it's just Strider did some of that. Okay, what do we have here? So S35VN, great steel. You have G10 and titanium on the knife. You have 5.8 ounces. What was the other one? 5.8, 5.5. So it's not too much weight difference. You got the titanium back. You got the flipper design. You have the beefy blade here. And it's pretty much standard XM18 except for the harpoon design here. Maybe the coating on the blade. And then the tanto is not entirely... they don't use that too much. I'm not a huge fan. They're hard to sharpen, and for the most part, I think you lose a bit of usable blade length when you really need to cut something right here, and it's easier to slice with the more of a spear point design than the tanto here. The flippers on these are always really smooth. You can, you can use the thumb stud to some extent, but they are designed to be used with the flippers. They're fun knives. They're not my favorite. They weigh too much. They're kind of a brick in your pocket when you carry them. So I prefer other knives. The quality is very good, but it all comes down to usage and personal opinion, and for me these are just a bit too expensive and too heavy for practical use. Okay, this is one that I've seen a while now. it's kind of a mid-range knife. I like the design. This is a design that seems to be a bit popular with a lot of vendors right now. They kind of have a curved handle. I'm not sure why they're doing that, if it's an ergonomic thing or just the nature of the blade shape that causes the handle to be designed that way. Why do I like this one? Well, I like the blade design. It's pretty long blade here, 3.37 inches. It's slightly curved. You have it's almost a Wharncliffe top to it. It has the speed safe flipper, so it has a little bit of a spring in there. It'll flip out pretty fast. The weight's pretty good, 3.9 ounces. Steel is LMAX, which is a mid to kind of a medium range steel, in my opinion, that Kershaw and Zero Tolerance uses sometimes. It's an okay steel. I would prefer the S30 V and S90 V derivatives and F35. So why haven't I bought this one yet? I know what I'm getting when I buy a Kershaw or a Zero Tolerance for the most part. The design is going to be different. How it feels in your hand will be slightly different. But, that's about it. I kind of know what to expect from a Zero Tolerance or a Kershaw, and there's not a huge amount of excitement there. And I can pull out one of my blurs that I have, and, it kind of feels, use-wise the same, and how the steel sharpens and how you use it. And there's always a bit of a rattle sometimes in the speed shift things. But I do like the design. The price is not bad. I'm on the fence about it a bit. I'm a huge Chris Reeves fan, and I do use my Sebenza Micarta Large 21 that I bought used a lot. I do enjoy it. This, to me, looks like they released this. I don't know the story. I haven't read, but they did the Sebenza 25, and they sold a few under that label. But to me, it looks like they just changed the name of the 25 and are calling it I don't know how to say it, but Inkosi model now. They have a large and a small. It's not a bad idea to do that. Sebenza has been around for years, and there's a lot of respect to it, and people like it. And why change something that's good? The main thing is the blade it's a bit thicker in the back. They're more durable, and the finger grooves here are unique to the Inkosi and the Sebenza 25. Depending on your hand size, maybe these don't work so well for you. But I do like this one. It's expensive. I would like this one, but I think I'm gonna save my money for a while. This one's got the dual thumb studs, which is cool. So one there. Frame lock, titanium, micarta. Yeah, I mean these are great. You can see the blade's a bit thicker. Weight's 4.85 ounces. S35. Yeah, if you're really into knives and you find yourself buying some mid-range, a lot of Spyderco, a lot of Benchmades, maybe stop doing that for a while and just get one Sebenza and just see what you think about it. Here's another Hinderer one. I pulled this one out in that I like the just kind of the scale on it, the color. They are calling it the Fatty Spanto. So that Spanto is this is the common Hinderer design that they use. Why are they doing the Fatty? The Fatty edition it's regularly produced, 3.5 handle scales. Fits regular. It doesn't really say what it is. It's just I think maybe the handle's bigger. Let's see here. Fatty version has a beefed up blade measuring 6.185 inches thick. The XM18 is already pretty thick blade wise. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's going to be durable. I think years ago there was a Chris Reeves version of a fatty. It's a kind of a collector's item. It's going to weigh more, which it does here, 5.9. It's going to be probably a bit more difficult to cut through things depending on what it is, because the thicker blade, you have more friction, right? Depending on what it is, right? But I think it's cool they're doing that. I'd rather have the fatty here than the Tanto harpoon thing they had earlier on the other thing I showed you. All right, so this one should be in most collectors' collection. It's the Benchmade 940. They're finally doing more of them in black. They had for years like this. You had a choice of a green and purple scale, or with this cool blade style, or you could get a black handle, but then you had to get the more spear point style blade. That's the only. They did some special editions, but for the most part, that's the only choice you could have for years. And they released a carbon fiber black one. I got that, and it had some blue on the back of the scale. Really cool. One of my favorite knives. That was, a bit more expensive than the normal 940. But here they are using standard G10, which is also different because this is usually aluminum on the scale. But so G10. S30V, great steel. Look at this, 2.65 ounces. So it's very lightweight. I have a few of these 940s, and they're so easy to carry. They're just, the pocket clip is deep in your pocket. And look at that, I got the green barrel spacers there. That's pretty sweet. It's very smooth, and the way you use it, you would think that it's not very durable. It's lightweight. But I've never had one of these break on me, and I've really heavily used it. It's nice. They're easy to sharpen, so I highly recommend this one. This would be a good holiday gift. Another Kershaw. This is a style that's, again, popular among many manufacturers right now, in my opinion. So this is a collaboration. Well, this is the design is basically from Todd Rexford. So he does the design, puts the specs forward, and then it gets mass produced with Kershaw. You throw in the lower end steel, you throw in the stainless steel clip. What else? What's the got the speed safe. What is the frame? The scale type, I'm not seeing it. Blade material, handle material, steel, black oxide coated. So it's a steel handle. Which might explain why it's a bit heavy for its size. Interesting. I like the design. It's a good price. Again, cool design, somewhat, let's see, yeah, collaboration with Emerson. You got the Emerson Wave, you got the disc, you got a Tanto here. Love the micarta. I think what they've done here, and I haven't read everything through before I showed you here, but I think they bought a regular knife, and they've replaced the scales and made it micarta, make it custom, make it slightly unique. Pretty cool design. I do like micarta, but look at this, 6.45 ounces. It's a heavy knife. I do like the design. What else? So more of the same here, slightly different. This is CQC7 Emerson with custom scales. The other one was a collaboration with custom scales, and this is the official Emerson with the custom scales. You got the 154 CM, which is the Emerson standard, basically. What else can I show you? I mean, I went through all these websites, and I'm just picking out the ones that I kind of had interest in. Chris Reeves small Incosi. This is what I was showing you earlier. It's just a small version. Pretty steep price even for the small. I thought this used to be the large standard price, but these are high-end knives. You know, it'd be very difficult for you to ever wear through these in a lifetime. But yeah, these are great. What else? I like the design on this one. You know, I don't remember the name of the style, but it's kind of with a slightly more curve to it. Could be more of a Middle Eastern style blade. Flipper here, long handle, S35VN. You got 3.5-inch blade. Weight, that's pretty good, 2.7 ounces. Titanium. Yeah, it's a cool one. The picture, and the picture is distorting the blade here. 3.5 inches long, but it looks pretty big to me. I like the design. What I found is that when you get into these longer blades that are thin up front, the precision you need to cut open something is pretty high. That might be a bit hard to understand, but if you need to make a intricate cut into something, because you have a smaller blade with a point, you have to be more careful, more precise. You can be prone to stabbing your fingers. More prone. Here's another one. S&Gs I haven't mentioned yet. I have a few of those. I won't be buying any more. They're fun to play with. They're doing a slightly different design. They're calling it dagger grind. And so you have this G10 that has some custom or unique grooves cut into it. It's similar to the dual gunner grip, in my opinion, with different texture. The main thing appears to be the top of the knife here, the swedge on it, so that it looks hybrid dagger grind. It looks like it's sharpened, but it's probably not. I think if it were sharpened, they would call it a dagger officially, and I think you get into some different rules in different states if you have a knife that has dual blades to it. So they may hold back on actually sharpening it fully. So you have the upper part sharpened. You have this little indentation right here of the blade. So it's just a slightly different design of the blade. I don't think it has any particular advantage or usage advantage when it has that. It's just a difference in design. If it were sharpened up here, then it would have some different functionality, right? Maybe it might go through materials slightly more fast, or you could put some weight on the backside and cut both ways. But I don't think that's the case. I like the design. And like I said, I didn't read through everything here. I just kind of went through pictures. What else? This one caught my eye. I've never heard of this brand. I also like the design standard type of blade here. Simple handle. I sometimes like the simple handle. So I like the design, but I will say also why I pulled this up is there seems to be a trend of these friction folders. A lot of manufacturers are doing it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why would I want to carry this around with this thing sticking out all the time? It seems weird to me. So blade length 3 inches, G10. What's the steel here? I don't recognize that one. But yeah, friction folder. Why? I mean, I would have been good with just a frame lock on this one. So there's a few designs out there. This Gembrick one is very custom, simple, like that style. What else, folks? That is it. So sorry for the somewhat longer video. Hope it all recorded. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and listening.